Run into a few issues all around. Today's just been a rough day, dude. So we're low on fuel in terms of food, just due to logistic problems. My umbrella broke. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking, I didn't have any long socks left, so hopefully these cleats don't irritate my ankle, especially because today's like high volume. I got every single excuse underneath the sun today. So, you know, we're gonna try and keep it real though, and just, you know, get through like adults with minimal complaining. Shit on the menu today, I don't even remember. I think it's 6x10 accelerations. I don't think that has changed. And then we're doing 5x20, I think, or 6x20. I can't remember if I added a set or not, but we'll double check before we get there. But generally speaking, it's just gonna be the 6x10. Probably push-up start, just because I finally have a clean patch of grass here, freshly mowed, and I want to mix it up a little bit. So we'll do push-up start for 6x10, and then we'll take a long break to fully recover, and then we'll get into the 20s. Everything is unresisted, so no sled today, no fun stuff. It's just regular body weight sprints. So, and then we get to go home, do some jumps and throws, and then lift some weights. So it's gonna be a good one. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. So, you know, I am trying to rush a little bit just because I'm already low on food, and today's a long day. So I probably won't be yapping as much this time, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Anyway, and the grass is actually dry too, which is nice. You know, there's been a few times I've been out here in the morning and I'm dealing with wet grass. Doing push-up start on wet grass? No thanks. I'm not that serious about it. But anyway. Oh, you know what? Oh, I forgot. Oh, we're supposed to do single response broads first. See, I'm getting too far ahead of myself, and I'm not even gonna cut that. I'm gonna leave that in just to finesse the shit out of all of you. So 3 single response broads. Oh, and the hammies are a little sore, which isn't good. Oh, look, I stuck the first one and the second one. I'm a fucking god. Cool. We're gonna do 3 sets of that. And again, I'll try and keep the yapping to a minimum. We'll just try and burn through this as quickly as possible. Sticking every single landing? Who am I today? All right, so like I said earlier, these are 10-yard accelerations. So my goal for today is to just gradually increase the acceleration over the course of the 6. So first 3 will be like relatively slow-ish. And then 4, 5, 6, you continue ramping. And even by 6, we don't want to be at max effort. It's still going to be sub-max. So, yeah. Then long rest, then 20s. So, but let's focus on the here and now. So 6x10, push-up start. Ugh. Ugh. Push-up start always feels good in my opinion. Push-up start never feels bad. I don't know why that is, but I like push-up start. Especially when it's a nice clean area to start on, not like a dirt patch or ant piles. It sounds like some shit that you'd get into at one of those like alpha male boot camps. Push-up start, fucking hill sprints, and like the entire bottom is just ant piles. God, what a fucking mess that shit is. I don't know if you guys caught that on camera, but I hit like a wet spot. My cleat dug into that first step and slipped like right away. Which is weird because it's mostly dry. How peculiar that the one spot that I step in to drive is a wet spot. Crazy. Anyway, 2 down, 4 to go. Four down, 2 to go. Feeling pretty good, actually. That one felt a little slow, but not bad. Felt a little slow. That one felt really good. I feel like I was up and at him pretty fast, but I also turned my head up too, instead of looking at the ground. I think that helped. Anyway, we're gonna take a second to recoup, chill out, hydrate, and then we got a 5x20 or 6x20, I don't remember, but I'll double check, and then we'll get to work. All right guys, rest time's over. We're moving into a 2-point start, 6x20. So I was right, we did increase volume a little bit. So 6x20 from 5. Nothing crazy, dude. Everything's sub max. We're not working up to a true max of any kind. You know, it's kind of the same deal. We just hover at that 90 to 95% effort for all these. First one will probably not feel too good, I imagine. I don't know, things are sore, kind of out of focus a little bit. And I'm hoping by the end of the 6, my focus will be a little more pinpointed, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm not gonna be, you know, Debbie Downer over here. I'm just gonna give it my best shot. Oh, God. So, to the 20, which is the last cone down there. I don't know if you can see that or not. And we are doing 2-minute rest in between. Well, 90 seconds to like 120. Initially, it's probably closer to 90 because I'm not that tired yet. As fatigue starts to set in, that'll creep closer to 120. Yeah, first one actually didn't feel too bad. If anything, I feel kind of slow, which I don't know if it looks slow on camera. It probably looks fine, but I feel really slow. So anyway, not gonna press myself about it too much. We're just gonna keep working. All right, number 2. Doesn't feel too bad, believe it or not. Actually, it feels pretty good. Are you gonna fucking blow away? Chill out. That's 3. That's 3, so I got 3 left. Maybe you guys got that. My umbrella blew down right as I was about to step. This thing's a piece of crap. It's funny because it blew down one time in like a light breeze, broke in 2 places. And then the hooks that hold it down to the ground, I went to go put them back on the ground and all 3 of them bent as I pressed them into the ground. I was like, okay. Whatever. All right, here we go. Number 4. There's 3 down. 3 to go. But yeah, now I gotta throw away my umbrella. I don't want to do, but I mean the whole thing's basically trashed. R.I.P. baby. Oh, that one. That one I felt fatigued. It's almost like I couldn't pick up my leg. Like I'm trying. I just feel like I can't get it there. So it's tough. And again, like I'm underfed just because today was such a clusterfuck. I know that's playing into it. That's why the second half of this is gonna suck fucking dick too. But we're gonna try and get it all done. Here's what it is, man. That one definitely felt better than 4, that's for sure. I don't know if it felt much better, but it definitely felt better than 4. Do one more here. I had a lot of gas on that one. I was ready. I gave it a lot of gas. That one felt good. All right, we're gonna pack everything up, go home. We still have some jumps and throws to do when we get home. But we are done out here. We're gonna go home, knock that shit out, then go lift some weights. Oh God, my ankle's killing me. One down, 2 to go. These are feeling smoother, so that's good. I say that and then I fuck it up. See, that's why I don't say anything. So I don't say anything until the set's over. Last one. Ooh. All right, guys. 6x2. Same drill. You'll see first and last here. Chest throws. All right, last one here. I changed my stance. I was originally doing split. I changed it to like bilateral squat. I think it feels better. I have a tendency in that split stance to kind of come up on the rear toe a little bit. Here, I don't do that. So, I think we're gonna stick to that moving forward. All right, now we're gonna do prehab. We see step down ISO, and then we get into deadlifts. All right, so again, if you guys can't remember or haven't seen it, Polican step down, a little 10-second ISO, and then reps, followed by another ISO. And 7, and last 10 ISO. I'm just going to scoot the camera up just a little bit, because I realized my head was kind of forced out of frame there. know you guys rather see my starling face when I do this. All right, ISO first. And again, you're not resting that bottom leg on the ground, it's hovering. And number 10 and second ISO. All right guys, we are back at it again. I think it was like 5 last week. Moving into 4s now, and I'd like to keep the weight the same if possible for the 4 sets across, I believe. But you know, like most days, we're just gonna kind of, you know, play it by ear and see how everything feels. Leading up to this, I don't feel bad, like in my back, so we should be okay. But you know, that could easily change. So we're gonna work up in 4s. I'm looking at like 342 as like the last warm-up, and then like probably jump straight to 362 for 4, see how that feels, and then just go from there. So either doing 362 for like all 4 sets across, or including 342 in that mix if 362 feels like shit, or 362 and then, you know, a set or 2 there, and then 372, 82 maybe if it feels really good. So those are kind of our options for progression. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh. I go a little slower just so I can feel everything out and just make sure nothing feels like shit on the way up. So again, like I said, we're doing the same progression that we've done in the weeks prior. We're going 162, 252, and then 342, and just get straight there. If it feels like shit, then it feels like shit. It is what it is. So let's go. I'm gonna try and keep a pretty smooth tempo as we go through these, because I think that's one of the things that fucked me up last week was like, you know, you go a little too fast and you can fuck shit up, especially with just going from like 0 to 100 loading, which I'm not really going too crazy, but I think being slow initially, at least with your concentric, can help kind of fight off those tweaks a little bit. So like that just felt better all around. So 342, everything's feeling good so far. Thought process right now is just, I hope this feels good. That's it. I just hope it doesn't feel like shit. And if it doesn't feel like shit, 362 on the menu, and then do 362 for like 3 or 4 sets, just depending on how I feel throughout those sets. So let's get it. Good news, that felt great. So we'll slap some 10s on there, ride that wave. All right, guys. Set 1 or 2, depending on how this pans out. I threw 20 pounds on there, so it's going to be pretty heavy. But I think it'll feel okay for 4 reps. 42 felt really good, so I can't imagine a 62 feeling too bad, especially since it is only 4. So I'm not like, you know, freaking out about it or anything. Feeling good? We'll probably do 3 more, I think. We're coming up on about an hour. Try to be done by that time. We still have, I think, 3 exercises to get through. So this might be it right here, which I think is fine. Yeah, starting to slow down a little bit. So I think that's probably fine right there. We're gonna move into step ups. We've been doing step downs for the past 2 weeks. We're going to step ups. We'll see how loading is gonna go. I don't know how difficult it's gonna be, but I'm gonna play around with loading a little bit. I think I'm looking for like 8 to 12. Especially since the step downs were way harder than I anticipated, so we'll kind of see. And then what's the last thing? I don't even remember. Was it step downs? And oh, goblet squats, that's what it is. Goblet squats, which that one's cake. And then the finisher. So we'll go ahead and get this shit cleaned up and finish up. So I got 20s in hand now. Oh, shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that was 8. Wasn't too bad. Oh. So one thing I try to avoid is the pushing off with the bottom foot. You see a lot of people, if you do it from this side, they jump with that rear leg. Like you'll see the bend and then the push off to get up. It's okay to, you know, go up on the ball of the foot, but instead of staying back here where my center of mass is behind my ankle, I have to get forward, step up that way. It's a good way to prevent cheating on that exercise. But you can also do something called like bouncy step ups, which is a little bit more like plyometric. So, you know, different context for different purposes, right? But anyway, we're gonna do that again. I'm gonna aim for 12. That way I can gauge next week better. So, quick break, and we'll knock that out. All right, set number 2. Again, I'm going for 12. Same weight. And the reason why I'm not usually in a rush with this exercise is because, you know, what I just talked about, it's very easy to kind of get ahead of yourself and start pushing off at that bottom leg. It's better just to know you're being consistent with the reps, add a little bit of weight or reps. Oh. Got my 12 that time, no problem. Just taking a quick breather before we start on this left side here. Oh. Oh. Two more. Now another thing too, I should mention, is if you do choose to do step ups, I recommend usually a bench height that puts your thigh at basically parallel or perpendicular to your torso, right? So as opposed to like being up here or like down here. Obviously, if you're relatively weak in single leg, you know, you can start lower, you know, use an easier step. But I feel like even if you're super strong, perpendicular to the torso is like perfect, 90 degrees right at the hip. I feel like it's perfect because then you can focus on just loading. And this is a natural position for a lot of people. So being able to step up from here is giving you a great combination of mobility, that deep tier strength, as opposed to being like here, right? So anyway, if you do use step ups, trying to get as close to that 90 degree is probably best. All right, let's swap out one of these dumbbells for a 70. We're gonna do our goblet squats, 1.5 reps, I think for like 8, I think. We'll do a few rounds of that and then the finisher and we're all done. I'll be a little over my time frame, but that's okay. I was moving a little slow today, so I'll forgive myself. 70-pound dumbbell. And I'm doing 2 sets of 7, 1.5 reps. So we went up by 10 pounds because the goblet squats have been the easiest thing of the day. So a 10-pound jump should be nice and safe. Starting from the top. Again, I'm just sitting down here for a second because this feels great on my back. Nice. All right. I'm gonna brace up a little bit. Starting from the top. Nice and easy 7. I'll set that right there. By the way, if you don't know how to get a heavy dumbbell into position for goblet squats, this is it right here. Right to the knee. Now, if you can't dorsiflex like this, RIP, baby. Sorry. There's a way to get into position, but this is just the easiest way, in my opinion. So it's kind of like a deadlift off the ground, and then you just get it to your kneecap. Sit all the way down in the squat. Good to go. And if you're like, well, I can't sit all the way down, the counterweight's a good way to figure out how to get down there. Because realistically, at least in my experience, real quick, before I do this, most people can squat all the way down. They just don't know how. They just have to figure that out. Now, obviously, if you have some like obscene leverage where your femurs are as long as an interstate, then yeah, you probably won't be able to go ATG without looking like a fucking shrimp. But most people can get here. They just have to figure out how. So in a counterweight and TL elevation is a great way to do that. All right, start from the top. I'm right there. If not, I'm doing leg curls. Just FYI. But I'm right here. I promise. Oh, you can't see me. Hello. Make sure it doesn't slide off and hit me in the ass. That would suck. Did a little bit more because that band was so light. Oh. Oh. Jeez. Everyone's favorite part. Oh, dude. My calves. God, it feels so good. Ah. One more. Great. Ain't got much to say, man. Just, I'm fucking tired. But we did it. On low food. That's the crazy part. Anyway. That's the end of week 3. Or, what would that be? 7? Week 7. So, 1 more to go, man. And then 4 more to go after that. And then the rest of the year after that. I'm so excited. Anyway, I don't have much to say. I just hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I'm kind of working out a mic problem. So if you notice any changes in that, I figured it out. Other than that, hope you guys are doing well. And I hope, you know, you guys are learning something or taking stuff away from the videos that are helping your training. Even though that's not necessarily the goal. It's always cool when people, are able to take stuff from, other trainees, coaches, and stuff like that and be able to implement it intelligently and, see success with it. So, and even if that's not happening, you'll figure it out eventually. And in the happenstance that you don't figure it out, it's what coaches are for. Hire a coach, they'll be able to take care of you. Anyway, I don't know where the fuck that came from. We're done. I'm going to go shower and get some food. See you guys next time. Adios.